Alright guys, welcome back to a brand new upgrade series. Over the next 5 episodes I'm going to transform this little rig step by step. Each upgrade will be tested properly. We will do incline tests, weight checks and performance comparison. So we'll know if the mods really make a difference or if they just are a hype. We will do static incline tests and a dynamic incline test. We will weigh the truck and we will calculate the CG if the upgrades affects the CG in any way, and if the weight is going up, where do the changes go and what positive change do we get from it. I've mapped out the 5-part journey for this build. We will start simple and move towards more advanced changes. But I'm not gonna give everything away right now. Let's just say we'll be looking at grip, strength, handling and even the geometry of the truck. All in good time. By the end, this thing is going to feel like a whole new machine. Today we're kicking things off with the most noticeable change you can make to any crawler: wheels and tires. More weight down low, wider stance and way better grip. But here's the thing, once you add this much traction, the rest of the truck has to keep up. And that's where the next episode comes in. So stick around, because after today's upgrade we'll have no choice but to beef things up even further. But for now, let's dive into the new wheels and tires and see what difference they actually make. The wheels and tires I've opted to use is the Modio wheel from Injora and Injora's Swamp Claws. I really think the Modio wheel looks good with the chrome lip and the brass center. You really got some nice effects when the light is shining through them. And you get some nice negative offset, so the track width will be a lot wider than the stock ones. And the wheels, I've opted to use Swamp Claws. We have the 56mm in diameter and 23mm wide. And it's in the S5 compound, so the tires are really soft and grippy. And you got the included foam inside. So it will be interesting to see how the tire performs on this rig. So I will install them and then we will start testing to see how the upgrade affects the car. So see you in a second. We'll start with the track width. So we keep everything in mind. The stock track width is 94mm, I would say, rim to rim. And then we will also weigh the car with the stock tires and with the new. And the stock weight is 224 grams and 99 grams at the back. Take out the calculator and we got 125 grams at the front and 99 at the back. That's 224 grams as we gotten from the beginning. So if we take the calculator and 125 divided by 224, that's 55.8% center of gravity at the front. So now I will change the tires and make the measurement and also the weight difference. Boom! Like that. We have the new tires and wheels on. I really think it looks sharp. Don't you think that? You have the nice Modio wheel with the nice reflections. And I really think this green body really suits the Modio wheel. And I can really feel the difference in the weight. So we had 94mm before with the stock tires and wheels. And now we will measure it. And now we have 110, let's say, 110 and a half. So that's approximately 15mm wider truck. And I really think this will be beneficial with this car, because before you had a quite skinny tire and the width was quite narrow, so the car had a tendency to topple over quite easily on the side hills and so on. So now we will have a better car that can handle the side hills a lot better when we have the wider stance. And the weight, before we had 224 grams, and now we have 329 grams. So 105 grams more with just the wheels and tires on the truck. And then we will weigh the front axle. And here we have 178, I would say. So let's take 178 divided by 329. That's 54.1% forward CG. So now when we have installed more weight at the low end, we get a little bit worse CG than before. With the front tires we had 55.8% forward CG, and now we have, like I said, 54.1. But that's just 1.7% less forward CG. But we've added 100 grams more weight at the low end of the car, so I think the car will handle a lot better anyhow. It will be a lot more planted and will handle the side hills and the inclines in a better way. Now we will do the static incline tests and also the dynamic incline tests. I've already done it with the stock tires, so I will clip in that now, and then we will do it with the new tires and wheels to see what the difference is and how the car handles with the new tires. So let's get on with it. And I see you after the tests to make the conclusions and the final thoughts. The first dynamic test we're gonna do is with the stock tires. And we're gonna start with the easy 45 degrees. So let's see how the car performs. And you see, it's quite easy. And the next test will be 47.5 degrees, so 2.5 degrees more. Now the traction is a problem, but the car is making it without any troubles. And the third test is 50 degrees with the stock tires. Let's see if we can get some traction without it tipping over. Yeah, and there we got it. Perfect. And now we will try 50.7 degrees to see if that is the max or the limit for the stock tires and stock car. It seems like it's struggling to get the traction, and when we get it, it flips. But 50.7 degrees is, yeah, it's quite good for a stock vehicle. So I would say 50 degrees is max with the stock tires and the relocated electronics. So the next step is to test the car with the new tires and wheels to see if we get some better stability on the inclines. And here we start with 50 degrees because I think the car will handle a lot better. And right away you see the improved grip, because when we ran the stock tires, you really had to hammer it to get up, but here I can just easily throttle up and get the car to climb 50 degrees. So that's nice to see that the upgrade helped us to improve the car. And now let's try 52 degrees. And now we see it's a little bit more wheel spin, but as we climb, it gets better. So let's try 54 degrees perhaps. And now we get some front wheel lift off. Front left is lifting, but the car makes it. But it's getting really on the edge now. And now I set it at 55 degrees. So let's see if we can... no. Let's see if we can finagle it up. I would say no. Nope. 55 is a no-go. So 55 degrees is a no-go. I would say 54 and some change is the max now, with the new module wheels and swamp claws. And I'm glad to see that we got a positive outcome from the new tires. Now we will do the first test of the stock wheels and tires. And the first test will be the incline test, and then we will do the sidle test. So let's begin with the incline. So let's make it steeper and steeper. 47, 49, 50, 52, 53, and now the car slides. So let's see if we can make it even steeper. 56, 57 degrees is the max with the stock tires and wheels. And now we will do the sidle test. 38, 39 degrees. And as you see, what I was talking about earlier is that the car is quite narrow. You have skinny wheels and a skinny track width. So that makes that the car is really top heavy in a way that it's very prone to topple over or to roll over. So it will be nice to see how the new tires will change that. So I will mount them and I'll come back after that. Now we have installed the new wheels and tires on the truck here. And with the stock tires we had 56 degrees in the incline test and 39.3 degrees on the sidle test. So now we will start with the incline test to see how the new tires do. I would think that the benefit is really good here. So 56 with the stock, so let's go there quite fast. Now we have 56, 57, 58, 59, 59 point, I would say 3-4 degrees perhaps. I will write that down, 59.3 4. And now we'll do the side hill comparison. And like I said, 39.3 degrees with the stock tire. So here I think we have the biggest difference. Like you see now, we have already gone past 39. We're at 43. As we have a 15 millimeters wider track width, I think the truck will handle a lot more side hill degrees. So 47, 48, now we see it getting loose. 49 degrees, I will say. 49 degrees, and before we had 39, so 10 degrees more side hill before we roll over. That is huge. So you see that the track width really do this car justice now. Really nice to see. I will clean this up and I will come back so we do the final thoughts and summarize, and then we will talk a little bit of the next episode. And to summarize this first episode, with the stock tires, we had 50 degrees on the dynamic incline and 54 and the change with the new wheels. So 4 degrees more straight incline with only new tires. That is a really good benefit. Then we did the static incline. It was 56 degrees with the stock tires, and it got up to 59.4 degrees with the upgraded wheels. So 3 point something degrees more. And then the biggest difference was the side hill. We had 39.3 degrees side hill with the stock tires, and we got up to 49 degrees with the upgraded wheels and tires. So you see, even though the CG got a little bit worse with the upgraded wheels, we got better handling car in all tests with the new tires. So I would say, if you have bought a new SCX24 and you are thinking about your first upgrade, what should I buy? What should I do to make my car better? Wheels and tires with some weight in them really makes this kind of rig do better. And the costs of doing this is perhaps $40-50 for this set, and then you could buy a really expensive set also. But like you see here, $20 wheel and a $20 tire can really change how the car performs and how it handle the rocks and so on. Yeah, now the rig has gotten a lot more grip and weight down low, but all that extra traction is putting serious stress on the steering. I will insert a clip here and explain what you see. I'm coming down the stone here and I'm turning fully right, but you see that the tires aren't really moving. That's because the servo saver and servo can't handle the new tires. So in the next part we will need to upgrade something pretty important just to keep up. Comment down below if you think you know what it is. I will not spoil it right now, but I will explain it and do it in the next episode. Yeah, so that's the first episode. I really hope that you have found the episode helpful and nice to watch. I certainly have had fun to do it. That wraps up today's upgrade. The build is getting better every step of the way. Make sure you don't miss the next part, because the journey is just getting started. If you enjoyed this upgrade, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next step in the series. Drop a comment below with your favorite mod of these cars, what you'd upgrade first. Bye!